Come on in, everyone. Come on in because we are here for Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup. This episode was called Free Candice. Free Candice. Free Candice is out of jail, y'all. She is out of prison. But we still got to meet here in my courtroom. This is my backdrop for this video. We going to the courtroom because I got some questions about this judicial system, y'all. I have a few questions. First of all, I want to know how the heck is Ayana showing up feeding her baby with a hair bonnet on and slippers. I added the hair bonnet and the slippers, but let me tell you, this Zoom court. Okay, second of all, I want to know how the heck Rob is making $1,000 and $6,000. Well, no. What do you say? $6,000 a month in prison, and then $1,000 he can make $1,000 at the poker table in prison. Is this prison or is this an all-exclusive resort? I'm really getting confused. You know, I just came off a cruise to Alaska, and I'm going to tell you, these prisoners got more activities than they do on that damn cruise ship I was on. I don't understand it. I do not understand this judicial system, and I guess I'm not the only one that doesn't understand it, because our girl Ayana got on there and told the judge, "What you expect me to do? My baby's hungry." That judge was like, "You didn't come to this courtroom. This is a court of law. You're supposed to respect the court of law. You coming here late. You doing other things. You not paying attention." And Ayana, in her old Ayana fashion, which is she don't care about nobody else but herself, is always someone else's fault. It's never anything she could do differently. Nothing. She ain't got no ideas. She said, "What you expect me to do? My baby just woke up 10 minutes ago and I got to feed my baby." This is what Ayana does. What she does is whenever situations happen, what Ayana does is says, "Well, I can't do anything differently. What am I supposed to do differently?" Even this mess that she's in, the fact that she even has to go to this Zoom courthouse, right? And come and find out what the judge gave her. The judge gave her 75 days house arrest and 4 years probation. I guess Ayana gonna have to put a poll in the house. What does house arrest mean? Does that mean you can't even go to work, or does that mean you can go to work and then you got to come home and you can't do nothing else? Is that what house arrest means? I tell you, I need some education on these sentencing laws. But she got 75 days house arrest. But I think it's the 4 years probation that kind of got me. I think the judge was pissed off. 4 years probation? That means she's going to have to check in, take piss tests. Even Rob said he ain't doing Rob didn't even want to do 1 month probation, let alone 4 years probation. Rob says, "You can keep me here in prison for an extra couple of months before I want to do an extra month of probation." So I think that judge brought the hammer down on her, and that's what she gets because she sat up there and acted like she was doing the courts a favor. First of all, they let you have Zoom court. You don't even have to go in anymore. I mean, how easy is this? You ain't got to get dressed. You ain't got to put on no nice suit. You ain't got to put no makeup on. You ain't got to sit there in front of the judge and lie and talk about how such an upstanding citizen you are. This girl got on here and told the judge, "I got things to do. Basically, you wasting my time. Hurry up and get to it because I need to feed my baby." She don't take no responsibility for anything. Nothing. I really don't know what we're going to do with Ayana. I really don't know. Her poor mama going to probably end up raising that little baby too. I know that mama got that son, but shoot, I think that baby going to be next. That baby is going to be next. I mean, Ayana going to come up against something and be like, "I can't take care of the baby either, mama. Can you take care of the baby too?" But she's still running around trying to wait for this Jamal to get out of jail. I think even Jamal is sick of her, to be honest with you. You know you a mess when a prisoner don't even want you. I'll be honest with you, I don't think Jamal really wants her anymore. I think Jamal is still just using her for this little $100 that she sends to put on his books. But she's dumb. Ayana is real dumb, and I even think that Jamal is saying that she done. Really, Jamal is probably thinking she's a liability for him because she don't think. Even Jamal was trying to tell her, "No, you got to learn how to shut your mouth. You got to learn how to listen to the judge. You got to learn how to eat your words. These people are in power. These people hold your life in their hands. Don't matter if you're mad. Don't matter if you're upset. Doesn't matter if you feel like something's not going the way you want to. You got to learn how to bite your tongue and close your mouth. And Ayana don't know how to do that. All Ayana knows how to do is complain and talk about what am I supposed to do about it. I can't do anything different. Just like when she's in this kerfuffle, she says, it's not my fault. When that girl said, it's not my fault that cop wrote me a ticket for a DUI, I said, what? What? It's not your fault. So you don't think you drinking and driving or you smoking weed and driving and getting high has anything to do with you getting the ticket? It's all because the cop had his panties in a bunch? Girl. Jamal's trying to tell her, Jamal was going to drop her because when Jamal gets out of prison, the last thing he's going to want to do is take on Ayana and her life and her messes. Ayana is like a child. She's like a child. She's like a teenage child. Your teenage child as a parent where they think they're grown. They think they know everything, but they can't even pay for the consequences of the decisions that they make. And then they get mad at you when you start telling them, listen, you're not grown. And the reason why I'm going to put a little bit more controls in place is because when you make that mistake, you're not the one that's going to have to pay for it. I'm going to have to pay for it. I'm going to be the one paying for it. So yeah, I have a little bit more. I have control over your life in some degree. I do. Because that's who Ayana is. Ayana wants to be grown, make all her decisions, do whatever the hell she wants to do. But she doesn't want to pay the price for it. And when people start to try to make her accept some responsibility, she wants to blame them and flip it on them and tell them they're the problem. This girl, she got a lot of growing up to do. I don't know how she got here. I really don't know how she got here. But wherever she is, however she got here, she's going to end up being in prison for a lot longer. Pretty soon, she's going to be on the other end of this camera. She's dating a prisoner. It's not going to be too long before Ayana's going to be the prisoner. It really isn't. It's really not going to be too long for her because her way of thinking, y'all, is just twisted. It's zero responsibility, zero accountability. She flips off. She wants her way all the time. She's screaming and yelling over Jamal about getting married. He ain't going to marry her. He is not going to marry her. Who would have thought I'd be here sitting talking about a prisoner don't want to marry the woman on the outside? But here I am. Jamal, I thought my warning was going to be to Ayana to Jamal. Right now, my warning is from Jamal to Ayana. Jamal, don't marry her. Boy, you better not marry her. If you marry her, she going to do something and you're going to be right back in prison again because you're going to be out here trying to defend her and make up for all the mess she done did. No, leave her alone. Leave her alone. But I tell you, this judicial system, I got some questions about it. I've been having questions because I found out P. Diddy ain't even going to face no trial. He ain't going to face no charges, statute of limitations. I said, this judicial system. So now we find out that Diddy ain't going to jail, and I got to find out that Rob is in jail. I'm making more money than people on the outside. How the heck do you make $67,000 a month in prison? Jamal is telling us he's selling shoes. Selling shoes. What are you, manufacturing shoes in prison? Are you? Y'all, I'm confused. Is this the business he had with his brother, or is this a different business? He's selling shoes, and he's making $67,000 in shoes. Don't tell me this is part of this smash and grab. Don't tell me that Rob is part of this smash and grab where people's running and stealing shoes, and then they selling it up on Amazon or some other kind of eBay or something, and he's making $67,000. Maybe he's collecting the fine collectibles, the high-end tennis shoes, and reselling those tennis shoes. That might be it too. I know that's a legitimate business, but who's going out and getting the tennis shoes from him? He ain't. What is going on? What is going on? And are the prison system, are they listening to this love after lockup, love during lockup? Because I think Rob might be spilling too much business. Because I mean to tell you, he's making $67,000. We all just had to pay income taxes a month ago on April 15th. Did Rob pay income taxes? Is Rob at an all-inclusive resort in this prison, getting free food, free room and board, free everything, free housekeeping, and he's still making $67,000? And then they got poker night where they're playing with real money, $1,000. So now when you start saying people are sending these prisoners all these money on their books. And I kept saying, I don't understand why you need this much money in prison when darn near everything else is paid for. And now we hear people start talking about, well, I need sheets. You heard that from old girl Candice. I need sheets. I was like, don't the prison system give you a blanket and some sheets? They need sheets. You know, they need all these other fancy things in prison. I'm wondering, are they using this money for drugs and gambling? Drugs and gambling. What is going on? What kind of all-inclusive resort is this? But Rob is sounding the alarm for Tennie. He's letting her know, listen, I run things in prison. And if you think I'm not going to come home and run things there at prison, you are mistaken. I understand it, Rob. Tennie going to have a problem. Tennie is going to have a problem. Because if Rob is really doing all this in prison, y'all, if he's really making all this money, if he really has all these liberties, he is kind of a shot caller. He's doing some stuff up in there. Because this ain't normal. This is not normal. But if he's really doing all this stuff, what makes you think he's going to come home and expect any less from Tennie? He got these prison inmates falling in line in prison. You think he's going to come home and he's going to be listening to Tennie and what Tennie says and what Tennie wants? No, absolutely not. So that alarm he's sounding is real. Is real. And he's going to stick with it. He's going to be like, I've been in prison for 16 years. And if you think I'm going to come out of prison after running things for 16 years, and you think I'm going to come home and I'm going to let you run things, you're sadly mistaken, Tennie. She can run them kids, and she doing a good job. I like them kids she got. Them kids are well behaved. They're sweet. They're kind. They smart, too. Those kids are smart. You know what? You could really tell the difference when a mother is able to stay at home with her children versus a mother like Ayana. Tennie got them kids in order. They well groomed, they well clothed, they well bathed. They got some good extracurricular activities. They're smart, they're intelligent, they're kind, they're caring, they're articulate. I can't stop praising these kids. And that means I got to praise Tennie. She's doing a good job. She's running that household, but she ain't got nothing else to worry about. All she got to do is run those kids because Rob is taking care of the house. So when women start talking about resting in their femininity, I want a man that protects, provides. Protect, provides. I forgot the other one people always want to talk about. And leader, protector, provider. Rob is saying, I'm that man. I'm the leader. I'm the protector, and I'm the provider. And as a result, I'm going to want compliance. So that mom of Tennie, she was breaking down. She was crying. She was like, she going to lose her best friend. She going to lose all her liberties with Tennie. We're not going to be able to go nowhere because Rob is going to be taking all your attention. He's going to want everything from you. And Tennie's like, no, nothing's going to change, mama. Nothing's going to change. It's going to change. That mama's right to shed them tears. That mama is mourning the life that ain't going to exist no more. Because all this going shopping for retail therapy with the mama, that's going to change too. Ain't no way that Rob is going to play for retail therapy for Tennie and her mama. He barely want to give his own mama any money. You think he's going to pay for Tennie and Tennie's mama too? No, that mama was crying. She right. Keep shedding some tears, mama, because you are right. It's Tennie who's living in a fantasy world. It's Tennie who doesn't know what to expect. Even the children know more than Tennie. Even the children said, well, mom, when dad comes home, I understand that he's going to need some time to adjust and get used to things, coming home. So even the daughter was starting to signal that I understand that I'm going to have to maybe share you a little bit more with Rob than we used to. And although I don't want to give up my nail sessions and our pamper sessions, I do understand that your attention is going to be needed somewhere else, also. It's going to be divided. Tennie's like, no, it's not. Girl, yes, it is. You believe that this man is going to continue to provide, protect, and lead you, but he's not going to require any of your time when he gets out of prison. Girl, he going to have you running errands for him. He's going to have you doing books for him. Even if he has a business, he's going to have you involved in that business. That's what I believe. Tennie living in a fantasy world. She might want to hope he stays in prison. She might want to plant something in the house so he goes back to prison, because I think this is the life she really wants. Because the life she gonna have when Rob comes home, I think she's not really I don't think she knows what to expect. I really don't think she knows what to expect. And even that mother knows, and even those kids sense it. Rob said he wants a submissive wife. He has said it. He has said he wants a submissive wife. And he said, I don't know if Tennie can be that. I don't know if Tennie can be the submissive wife because she's showing some signs that she likes to talk back. And so Rob is used to submissive people in a prison submitting to him. And so I don't know why Tennie thinks she's not going to have to do it. She going to need a wake-up call. She going to need a wake-up call, but he'll give it to her. I tell you right now that when Rob comes home, when there's a little bit of a misstep by Tennie, Rob is going to give her a make-up call, and he's going to let her know. And you know what? I don't know how much recourse she's going to have. She could say, well, I'm not going to put up with this. I'm going to leave. But where are you going to go, Tennie? Where are you going to find another man to provide, protect, and do all this stuff for you? I guess you got to find another shark in prison who can just watch you from the cameras and you can do what you want. Because any other man, if they doing all this for you, they going to expect something. Tennie want all the goodies with no expectation. He said, maybe she's a little bit too spoiled. Rob says, maybe I spoiled her. I tell you, this shows an eye-opening. Who would have thought that a man in prison could spoil a woman on the outside? But here we are. Here we are, people. $7,000 a month? Good Lord. Some people need to quit their job and go to prison. Let me say it. If you're making $7,000 a month, there's a lot of people out here who might need to quit their job and just go to prison and make more money. But not Candace. Candace is coming out. Candace says, I'm out of jail. She comes out of jail. She finally comes out of jail, and then she tells Aaron, I don't want all this affection. What? Using all that sweet talk on the camera, on the phone, all this time, and now all of a sudden you come out and you go, I'm not really an affectionate person. Boy, she was gassing up Andrew. She was gassing up all the time, and now all of a sudden she come out saying, I can't deliver on nothing I said. Even in pictures she said kind of don't look the same. I ain't gonna lie, she looked completely different in person than she looked like on them pictures. Like I said, prison got everything. Prison even got Photoshop. What don't you have in prison? I mean, they got technology, they photoshopping pictures, they doing all sorts of things. Or was that a picture of before she went in? I don't know what's going on. But Candice didn't look nothing like her pictures, and she came out, and within 30 minutes, he was on his knees proposing, saying, will you marry me? Will you marry me? And then he gave her that fake Louis Vuitton with the broken zipper and all of the other little goodies in the bag, and she was happy. And then she said, but I'm gonna need some time. I'm a little bit overwhelmed, and I'm really not used to all this touchy feely emotion stuff. And Andrew, he couldn't get up off of her. He couldn't even give her 2 feet. He couldn't even back up for 2 feet. He was all over her. She was like, I can't breathe. Give me some room. Just leave enough room for this truck and these goodies. But you, Andrew, you could back up. You could back up. She said she's not used to all this affection. She used to being mistreated, nothing done for her. Well, she got used to it real quick. She said, well, I never asked Andrew for all these things. But then when he started sending me these things, I just got used to it. Exactly. You got used to it real fast. So just like you got used to all these gifts real fast, you can get used to this affection. You can get used to this affection. If you can adjust real fast to receiving gifts when you said you weren't used to them, and you said you can adjust real fast to someone talking nice to you because you were used to someone treating you badly, then real fast you can get used to this affection. So if you want him to back up and not be all over you, then give them gifts back. Give them back, because that's what comes with them gifts. Him being all up over you. That's what he's doing. That's why he's giving them to you, because he wants to be all up over you. You want the gifts, but you don't want him all up over you. Nah, they go together. They go together, Candace. They're not separate. She said now she feel awkward. She feel awkward with Andrew around. You didn't feel awkward when you was accepting all them gifts and telling him send you bed sheets and bed covers and make sure he gets some toilet paper and put it in your Louis Vuitton bag. Girl, get out of here. She ain't even enthusiastic on her confessional videos. She just be sitting there bland like I am. Bland. She not gonna stay with this man. I hope Andrew didn't put that truck in her name, because if he put that truck in her name, she gonna go say, I'm going to the liquor store If he put that truck in her name, he's gonna say I'm going. She gonna say she going to the store to get some milk, and she ain't gonna never come back. Woo! Candice is gonna rob Andrew blind. She gonna rob him blind. That's what she was in jail for, burglary. She about to do her biggest heist of all, and that's gonna be Andrew. Andrew better not give her that account number. He better not give her no credit card. He better not give her that 401k account number. Nothing. He better keep his stuff on lock and key, because Candice is setting up the biggest con game around. Candice and that friend of hers that was on the outside running to the bathroom to tell her, girl, you got a fish on the line. He's easy. You're going to be able to get everything you want from him. They send up a con, y'all. I see it coming. Andrew better hold on to his wallet. He already done lost $15,000, but he better hold on to his wallet, because Candice is coming for it. She coming for it. And she trying to come for it without giving up no sex too. She trying to do a double whammy. Gifts with no sex. Better watch out, Andrew. You better watch out. And the other person that don't have no intentions on getting married, because we know Candice ain't getting married, is Rick and Samantha. Rick ain't planning on marrying Samantha. Rick is like, first of all, I keep telling you I live on a pension. And not only do I live on a pension, my ex-wife took half of it. So I'm broke. I only got enough money for my alcohol. That's it. I don't have no money for my alcohol and your alcohol. And I ain't moving from where I am. I'm not moving no coast to Idaho. I'm not moving, Samantha. So you know what? It is what it is. I got all these hoes running around here from this reunion, from a high school reunion, lining up for me, who ain't asking me for no money. They willing to sleep with me in the woods, in the backseat of cars, and they asking me for no cash. They're willing to have drunk sex. And you think I'm going to run around and move to Idaho for you, Samantha? Girl, another prisoner living in La La Land. A La La Land. These women Rick is running around with from the high school reunion, running around talking about, you ain't nobody unless you had a DUI. What? I ain't never heard that phrase. I ain't never heard that phrase. You ain't nobody until you've had at least one DUI. Good Lord. That's when you know you hanging around a bunch of alcoholics. When a DUI ain't no thing. When it ain't no thing, that's when you know you hanging around alcoholics. And what's crazy is these ladies are talking about, not only do they not want to deal with Rick, they saying they wish they met Rick earlier. What? Ain't you seen the life Rick led? He done told you the life Rick led, and what you said was, I wish I met you earlier so I could go through that even more with you. They really want Rick. Good Lord. Does he have a ding-a-ling made of gold? Because I don't know what it is. What is going on with Rick and his ding-a-ling? Because these women are after it. They really, really are after it. But Samantha's hot. She's like, are you going to come see me? He's like, no, I ain't coming up there to see you. I ain't wasting no gas. Gas is, let me tell you, gas out. I know Arizona's gas is cheaper. Gas out here in California is $5.50 a gallon. Sometimes almost close to $6. Arizona's probably cheaper, but shoot, don't matter how much cheaper it is. He said, I'm not spending no gas money coming up there to see you. And she said, well, how am I going to get my body wash? Girl, you better bend down and pick up that soap that fell on the floor. Body wash. I said, this is Club Med. You better use bar soap. You better go to the 99-cent store, Dollar General, and get you 3 bars for 99 cents. What are you talking about? Body wash. Body wash is $6. Starting there, $6. I'm telling you, these prisoners are out of control with their expectations. She talking about, what about my gourmet coffee and my lotion? A lotion? You better spread some bacon grease on your arms. Where are my people from the country? When a lotion was too expensive, did the country people put the bacon grease on the arms? You know my family's from the country. My family is from the country, and I'm telling you, take that extra bacon grease and rub it on your arms, and you real shiny then. You real shiny. They better go to the commissary. They better go to the kitchen and ask that chef, you got any extra bacon grease? Lotion, you want good Lord. This prison system, they want body wash. They want lotion, and she want gourmet coffee from Starbucks. What she want, the Keurig pods? Girl, let me tell you, Rick ain't doing none of this, Samantha. None of it. His niece, who's the correction officer, she see it coming from a mile away. She goes, I work with these prisoners. I know the games they be playing. But Rick ain't falling for it. Rick is already backpedaling, and Samantha is too. And Samantha act like she giving Rick an ultimatum. Do you really want to step up? Do you really want to step up? Girl, you ain't got no bargaining power. You all the way in Idaho. You ain't giving up no vajayjay, nothing. He got women running up after him just as he is, and he ain't got to give them no money. In fact, these women will probably give Rick money. You don't have no bargaining power, Samantha. I don't know. She trying to talk tough in prison, but she better cut him loose and go on and find her another man. She better go find her another man. Go on online and find you another man, just like Michael's doing. Just like Michael's doing. Because Michael sat up here and tried to blame Joey for being on a dating app and trying to say the way I knew you was on the dating app because my friend saw you. No, Michael, you saw him. Because now that we know that this is Club Med, this is an all-inclusive resort, Michael was on that dating app. He was on the dating app. And he saw Joey on there. It wasn't no friend. It wasn't no friend calling him and saying, I saw Joey on the dating app. Michael saw Joey on the dating app because he was probably on there himself. Michael over here running around talking about, I just want to let you know I'm not doing nothing in prison with no one. Who believes this story? Oh, Michael probably got 2 or 3 men up there in prison. He said he liked prison. He really likes prison going back and forth. He don't have a problem with it. He really doesn't. I know he got a couple of men in prison. And he got he got Joy over here running around trying to talk to another lady. A lady man trying to learn how to do fellatio. I'm not real good with he's not real good with fellatio. He said his moves are real good. And that lady man told him, well, you better get used to it. You better get better. You better start practicing. Because how you going to be with a gay man and not be good at fellatio? Shoot, nowadays, how you going to be with a straight man? I don't know, Joey. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. Giving good fellatio, I think that's gay 101. I don't know. Even straight women go to gay men on how to learn how to give fellatio. So I'm thinking, man, that's like saying you a chef and don't know how to cook. What the hell? When Joey finally came out and said he's going to turn gay, they should have given him a test and said, you can't be gay unless you know how to give good fellatio. They should have kicked him out the club and said, come back later when you learn how to do it. Because Mike going to be like, you better learn. You better learn. But I'm ready for somebody else to get out. Who is getting out next? We got Candice out. Who's going to be the next person that gets freed? I want to know. Who is coming out next, y'all? Let me know, because I know y'all know so much more about this show than I do. So let me know down in the comments who's getting out of prison next, or who you think is getting out of prison next, because I'm ready to see. I want them all out because I want to see these after lies. I want love after lockup. I'm good with love during lockup. I done seen enough. Now I want love after lockup. Let them come out. Free the prisoners. Close down the Club Med and let them come back to the real world, where the real world is darn near worse than this Club Med they living in. Anyway, that's it, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye.